So it's actually been a couple months now since I looked at some 1/64 scale diecast on this channel, and that's mainly because I've just had a lot of other video projects I've wanted to get out, and then everyday life's gotten in the way. But in that time, I've actually acquired quite a bit of 1/64 scale diecast, some of which are these M2 machines I have here. And since I had 4 of them, I decided I'd go ahead and group them all together and do sort of a multi-review on these. So let's go ahead and get into it. As you can see, I've got 4 of these here, and the first one is this 1985 Chevrolet Camaro IROC Z. I've actually had this one since the beginning of August, bought it and just never opened it. This is part of, I think, the Heartland of America series. They usually have like 6 cars they release for something in particular. You can see that there's 8,400 pieces worldwide, and you can pretty much see what the box is. I don't think I really need to point anything out. Typical information on the bottom. But next one is this 1978 Datsun tow truck, and this was a really sharp looking one. I think that's why I picked it up. Again, 9,600 pieces worldwide, probably Datsun series or something. And if anyone can decipher this Japanese, leave it down in the comments. But at the same time I picked up this Datsun, I also got my hands on this 1976 GMC Sierra Grand 15 4x4, I think. And this is, I don't know, something to do with Holly. But I actually bought this truck. I'm thinking of maybe doing a custom with it. But you can see again what the box looks like. And then lastly, I just picked this up over the weekend. This is another one of those GMC pickups. Although this one's High Sierra 15 GMC or something. And again, you can see what the box looks like. But I really like the color of this one. But let's go ahead and get these out. Now looking at this 85 Camaro on the turntable, I'm starting to notice some issues with quality control, or more like the lack of. But I want to talk about the good things about this first, and I gotta say I like the overall finish. The paintwork looks nice. Also the graphics on the car have been applied flawlessly. And it's also great to have an opening hood on this car. Now with some M2 Machines vehicles you get an opening hood, other times you don't. Usually depends on the car, I guess. But since this has an opening hood, we've also got a separately fitted detailed engine in the engine compartment. And then we've also got chrome rims with rubber tires, and I'm really liking the looks of those rims. Detailed interior, you can just see in there, steering wheel seats, shifter handle, etc. And I also like the tail lights we have on the back of the car, although this is where we run into those issues I mentioned with quality control, because you can see the one on the passenger side has not been installed correctly. And speaking of not installed correctly, the wheels on this car, if you were to roll it, they will just wobble all over the place because both the rims and the tires really haven't been put on correctly either. And I don't know, something was not done right. And another issue I noticed is if you look at the front bumper of this car, just below the grill there, you'll notice there's a small black blemish on the bumper, and I don't know if that's paint or if the car was dropped or what. But, you know, these issues I'm noticing on this, it's a really nice car, but the quality control being what it is, it's starting to make this car look like a Greenlight special. And if you guys know my history with Greenlight products, you know where I'm going with this. But, I mean, overall, I do like the look of this car. I think I'm going to have to do some work to it before I can add it into my collection. The next one is the 78 Datsun tow truck, and I have to say, when I first saw this, I had to have it because I'm a big fan of these wrecker trucks. I've got quite a few of them in my collection, even got my own tow company on one of my display tables, and my hopes are to, at some point in my life, I want to get an older pickup truck and drop a tow boom in the bed. But getting onto this Datsun though, I like the color combination used here because you can see we've got the two-tone with the gray and the red, and then to offset those colors, we've got the yellow tow frame on the back, and this also has the hazard stripes just on the bumper there. And I just feel like those colors, they go well together. This truck also has what I'm calling the Japanese graphics all over it, and if anyone can decipher those for me, please do so. But, you know, again, just the paint job on this truck's really nice. We've also got the rubber tires and chrome rims again. Unlike the Camaro, this doesn't seem to suffer from the issues that I found earlier, so definitely no problem with quality control there. But this truck also has the opening hood and the detailed engine compartment. The engine looks really nice, and I'm especially liking the separately fitted mirrors on the front here. They just look great. Also got a detailed interior on this truck, and I noticed this is actually right-hand drive, which that would make sense if this isn't a truck in the States. Also got what I think is a headache rack just behind the cab here, and I'm really liking this tow frame on the back. Nicely detailed, got a nice hook right there, and again, I'm really liking the hazard stripes on this. Really, really nice looking truck. And I'm kind of beside myself with this, whether I want to put it in my salvage yard somewhere or if I want to add it to my tow fleet. The only problem with doing that is the color combination on those trucks is red and black, and being this one is red and gray, I don't know if it would work out too well. But again, I'm really liking the look of this Datsun. So this next one I found along with the Datsun in my last diecast hunting video, and this is a 76 GMC Sierra 4x4, but I have to be honest, I'm not as fond of the color combination on this truck. I do like the black and the white, but I'm not really a fan of the gold or tan stripe on the side here, and I'm also not liking the gold or tan rims either. I think these would have looked better if they were chrome, and I'd have just got rid of the stripe altogether. But, you know, just because I don't care for this doesn't mean it's a bad paint job. I'm just saying it doesn't suit my taste. But we've also got the Holly graphics on the side and also what I think are sponsors down below. This truck also has the opening hood with the detailed engine compartment, and I'm really liking the look of this grille here. You can see you've got the nice details and also the GMC right there. And this truck also has a detailed interior, although it's probably hard to see with the tinted windows. Getting onto the bed of the truck, you've also got the roll bar on the back here with the lights, and the tail lights on the bed are also separately fitted. Although one thing that's really bothering me with this has to be the bed floor seems to sit too high. You know, I don't understand why that is. And when you go and look underneath the truck here, you can actually see that there's a gap in the wheel wells, and you can see right through it. That's not very realistic. And again, like I'm looking here, like I don't know why that bed couldn't have been set down lower than it is. Possibly that was done to accommodate the lift, maybe. But one thing I do like is you go on the bottom of the truck here, and you can see that we have suspension and drive shaft details. You know, really nice detail and such, but just it's ruined by that bed. I don't know what the deal is with that. So out of the four of these, this is the most recent one that I purchased, and it's another 76 GMC Sierra 4x4. The only difference is this truck actually has a step side bed. But I'm liking the colors a lot more on this truck than I was the other one. In fact, I actually do like this, what I'm calling construction yellow. You can see we've got chrome rims on this, which I think look nicer. And the rubber tires also have Goodyear on them. And you can see with the step side bed here, we've got the outer fenders, we've got the chrome roll bar, also got GMC on the tailgate there. Although this truck, for whatever reason, the bed floor suffers the same issues as the other one. And I'm asking the question again, why does it sit so high? We've got the detailed grille like I mentioned earlier on the other one, although this time we've got a push bar. Again, we've got the opening hood, detailed engine, detailed interior. It's just a really nice looking truck, but again, you know, I have to ask, what is the issues? Why can't the floor of the bed go down to the frame? It ruins the like perfect look of the truck, and that's pretty sad to let it down like that when, you know, it just looks so great in other areas. I wanted to do some comparisons, and I got a wrecker from my collection to put up next to the Datsun. And this is a first-gen Dodge Ram Custom that I built. You can see it's basically just a pickup truck with a tow boom in the bed. Also got the toolbox and the light bar on top. And now that I'm looking at this next to the Datsun, I'm thinking the Datsun needs a beacon or a light bar or something on it to be a proper wrecker truck now that I see it next to this one here. But I've also got my W900 rotator in the background, which I mainly just threw that in there for something interesting. And this truck's actually got a hell of a reach to it. If I just pull the camera off the tripod here, you can see how far the boom extends. That's probably not realistic, but definitely impressive. For another comparison, I got some other square bodies from my collection to put up next to the 76 Sierra. And this first one is the 1985 Chevy by Auto World, which I did a review on this a few months back. And I was really impressed with the amount of detail to this. The two-tone was nice, plus it had like the opening hood and the opening tailgate. Just the detail and the quality of this was impressive. Then I've also got this 83 Silverado. This one here started out as a Hot Wheels. I just stripped the graphics off of it because I like the metallic blue, put a lift on it. Other little details like cab lights, bed cover, you know, really lifted the look of it. Then I've also got, this is a 1970s square body. This was another case, put a lift on it, custom paint, custom parts. I'm not going to show the back window because there's something on there people might find offensive. But, yeah, I mean, this 76 Sierra looks pretty good next to these other trucks. Well, before I sign off, I'll give my final thoughts on what I think of these M2 machines. And I think it goes without saying, I was a little disappointed with the quality or the lack of with the Camaro. Coming from M2 machines, I would have expected better, but who knows, maybe this was just a one-time deal and it slipped through. But either way, I'm going to have to do some work to this car before I can add it to my collection. As for the other three, there were no issues there. And if you were to ask me which one of these was my favorite, I'd kind of be stuck between either the 78 Datsun tow truck or the 76 GMC Sierra 4x4, particularly this yellow one, because I just really like the yellow on this and the chrome work all around. It looks really nice. And with the Datsun there, like I said, I'm a big fan of these record trucks. But I'm thinking there with the other 76 Sierra 4x4 though, because I don't like the color of this, I'm thinking about putting it away for a rainy day to do a custom. I'm thinking possibly repaint this in like a metallic cherry red and then give it the proper chrome rims that it should have. But, you know, I think all these are great. And I definitely say that if you want to get any of these for yourself, I think they're well worth picking up. Just keep a watch out for the errors like I had with the Camaro. You definitely don't want to get something like this. But anyways, I think that's going to wrap things up here. You guys can feel free to let me know your thoughts on these in the comments down below. Also, feel free to check out my other pages. There will be links in the description. And I'm going to have some more diecast videos coming up here shortly. Going to try to get back into those because, again, I know I've been slacking off a little bit with them. And I do have some other great diecast replicas to show off on the channel. But until then, I will see you guys later.